here today at Independence Hall?
Hey, well, this is the place where 250 years ago people fought to overthrow tyranny, and I think that they fought for many of the things on this side. And although we fell short in 1787 with our original constitution allowing slavery and lack of equality for women and a very aristocratic society, I think that we can do better. And I wish we had done better in our last election, but America is a democracy, so here we are. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and I hope that we can make our democracy more healthy than it is currently.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
Sure. I think it's time to get out from our screens and behind our laptops and come out into the real world and hold our signs up.
It's probably, what, 500 people maybe?
That's about right.
That seems a reasonable estimate, yeah?
Yeah.
We're no LA, but, you know, we gotta start somewhere.
What do you think is the main reason people are here today? They're just to protest the election or something else?
I think it's largely
I saw some
that.
Bernie supporters.
Sure. Yeah, I think people are trying to work it out. I think people are trying to figure out what is it that we all have in common, what are our next steps. And I think it's still pretty amorphous. I think nobody really knows why they're here. They just felt moved to be here, and it's a first step in something that we hope will result in the world getting a little closer to what our vision was in the voting booth.
Okay. What's that vision, do you think? If you could summarize it, speak for all Hillary voters, I
think it would be this.
Do you think that these things we're not there yet, or they're in danger now that we have Trump instead of Hillary?
I think we're never quite there. I think that's the point of politics and education, to always be moving towards this ideal. But I think we took a giant step away the other day.
Can I jump in there too?
Yeah, sure.
I think that we have many people who are very scared right now because they are afraid that they are losing their equality. I think that women know that their ability to have choice of their reproductive rights is on the chopping block. I think that we have several million very vulnerable people who are in danger of losing their health care imminently. I'm a public school teacher, and I can talk to you at length about cuts in funding for public schools, especially in urban, impoverished communities, and I haven't heard boo on in global warming, and that is disturbing. So,
well, that's not true. There's been negative stuff on it.
Yes.
I heard in the news over the last several days that some people were saying maybe we can get the electors of the Electoral College to choose Hillary instead. Would you guys be in favor of that, or
100%.
are you? Okay.
That's what the Electoral College was designed for.
The other Hillary voters who stayed home, who aren't here today, do you have any ill will against them, or if they just want to go about their lives and accept the results?
I think they're going to have to come out and be activated at some point, but am I upset that people aren't out here on a Sunday? Abby! Sorry.
My friend is over there.
No, I'm not upset about that.
Do you guys have Trump supporter friends and family?
We have some family.
We have
friends.
some.
It'd be hard to call anybody a friend.
Is this an irreconcilable event, or are you still willing to maintain those relationships even if they voted for it? Sure. You can walk if you want.
Yeah, sure. I have to say, I think on this one, I'm giving a cold shoulder. I think that they need to know what it's like to feel discriminated against and to feel a little bit anxious and to feel uncomfortable. I'm gay. This is my 3-month-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
I would like her to not experience hostility for that. I have immigrant students who I know are not documented. They're some of the best kids you could imagine. They were brought here when they were small children. They're scared of being deported. That's not right. I have black and brown students who are being underfunded in their education. That's not right. I have Muslim students who have been increasingly threatened in the last year. That's not right. So if I have friends who said they voted for Trump over economics and everything else that I'm talking about, they decided to accept that. If they say that that's acceptable, that's not acceptable, and I don't accept that. So,
is there anything that Congress, now it's going to be a Republican Congress, it looks like, or the White House, or the military, or other social movements, is there anything that they could say and do to sort of, not appease, but try to bridge the gap between the divide in this country politically at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they have the House, Congress, and the presidency right now, but they do not have a mandate. Clinton won the popular vote. The majority of Americans voted, 53% of Americans voted against Trump, whether it was for Stein or Clinton or Johnson. They do not have a mandate. The majority of Americans oppose this, and I think that they should be afraid that people who are upset about this are going to come out in the midterm elections and vote for more moderation. So that's kind of why I'm here. I'm hoping that people will come out in the midterms and articulate that this was not what they wanted. They say that this wasn't what they wanted, this level of discriminatory rhetoric, and I hope that they stand true on that for the midterms.
So what, do you understand, or do you at least see the point of view of why people say they voted for Trump? Or even if it's not the real reason, why they say they did anyway?
I mean, I grew up in a poor rural area, so I understand the distress that they have about abandoned economies and a feeling of dejectedness and a desire for change. I just don't understand why we've had a Republican Congress for the last 6 years. So why is change to them jettisoning the Democratic president who is trying to put in place policies that would have helped them, instead of saying change to me means getting rid of this Republican Congress that actually puts forth the legislation. Republicans had no jobs legislation, they had no substantial education legislation, they fought healthcare tooth, nail, and dagger. I just don't understand how another go at cutting taxes for the rich is going to do anything for us. I'm frustrated because I believe that Democratic policies do help poor rural people. I grew up that way. I work in an urban environment now. I think it will help these urban kids. It's frustrating to me that I wholeheartedly believe that Democratic policies, if they were actually put into place and tinkered until they worked properly, instead of being put into place, they don't work immediately, so we kick them out the barrel. I think I'm frustrated that people don't understand that.
Right. Well, thanks for your time. What was your name again?
Erica Catlin.
Erica.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Mike.
Mike. Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
You're making a mess of me so easy, crushing my love so I stop.